this video, I'm going to take you through the 23 settings that you need to change in Modern Warfare 2 immediately. These setting changes will help make sure that you have the best settings and get the best possible performance to help give you that edge over everyone else, because there's more settings and customization options than ever before in this year's Call of Duty, and I want you to do the best that you possibly can. Also, one great addition in Modern Warfare 2 is the settings search bar, which you can access right away by pressing start and then your right bumper. So if at any point you need to find a specific setting within this video, you can write it in here and have instant access without needing to search through all the menus. The first setting you need to change in Modern Warfare 2 is your color customization, which for the first time ever allows you to apply and adjust filters to your game on console as well as PC to make players stand out more, just like people have been using Nvidia filters for throughout Warzone's lifecycle. I've personally gone for filter 1 with a world color intensity of 75 and an interface color intensity of 100 to really help key information on my minimap stand out. And this is the most broken setting with Modern Warfare 2 because you can now adjust what every single color is on your minimap, such as making sure that enemy red dots are super obvious by turning them to a bright pink, so you can see it much easier in the corner of your eye. To get the exact one that I use, you can write hashtag FF05FF, which will make sure your red dots on your minimap stand out as much as possible. You can of course choose whichever color suits you, but I'd suggest making them as bright as possible. The next setting to change in Modern Warfare 2 is a trick that top pro players do to make sure they can check their minimap that little bit faster by bringing it closer to the middle of the screen so they don't have to move their eyes so much. This is especially important on larger screens. You'll want to adjust your vertical heads-up display to 25, and you'll also want to change the horizontal heads-up display all the way down to 0. You can instantly notice a big difference on the position of the minimap and other key HUD elements, which are suddenly far easier to check. Trust me, change these settings. The next settings I want you to make sure that you change is in your advanced controller settings. You'll want to head down to aim response curve type and select linear. The majority of players throughout Warzone and Modern Warfare have ran dynamic, but this doesn't allow you to have the most consistent aim. Linear does, as it makes your aim stick directly to aim rate, which means it is always 100% consistent with the movements you do on your controller, so use linear. It'll take some time to get used to, but 100% worth it for Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2. The next setting you have to change in Modern Warfare 2 is your input dead zone. Now these will be unique to your own controller, but you want them as low as possible without getting major stick drift to make sure they react as fast as possible. I've personally set my left and right stick to 0.1 and then my left and right trigger to 0.03. This honestly could make all the difference between winning and losing a gunfight because you get your shots off just that little bit quicker. The next setting to change in Modern Warfare 2 is the one that every player has been asking for, and that is your field of view. It no longer matters what platform you're on, you'll be able to adjust your FOV. I'd personally recommend changing this setting to 110. Because it gives you the perfect middle ground of enemy targets not being too small, but you also being able to see everything that's going on around you. Also make sure that your ADS field of view is affected so you get the benefit of reduced visual recoil, which helps a ton as a controller player. The next setting you'll quickly want to adjust is changing the first person camera movement down to at least 50% to make sure that your camera is as smooth as possible when moving around the map. The next setting you need to change is make sure that automatic sprint is off. Slide cancelling is not as prominent in Modern Warfare 2, so the longer time it takes from going from tac sprint to being able to fire your weapon is not worth losing in every gunfight. So have auto sprint set to off. The next setting you'll want to change in Modern Warfare 2 is your interact/reload behavior, as contextual tap is no longer an option, and for that reason, you'll want to select prioritize interact, which is the closest thing to contextual tap, which is arguably the best setting to have in Modern Warfare and Warzone. Also, within the controller tab, you'll want to turn controller vibration off. Sounds silly, but all that controller vibration is going to do is throw you off. The next setting you'll want to change right away in Modern Warfare 2 is your sensitivity settings. Though I know that sensitivity is unique to every individual, there is one setting we all should change, and that's your ADS sensitivity multiplier, as this allows you to get greater control of your aim when you aim down sight, and also find it a lot easier to stay within the game's aim assist bubble. So I'd suggest setting this to 0.8, which will, for example, with my 6.6 sensitivity, give me about a sensitivity of 4.8 when I aim down sight, which helps me to never miss a shot. Trust me. The next bunch of settings you'll want to change as soon as you're on Modern Warfare 2, you'll find under post-processing effects, where you'll want to turn depth of field, world motion blur, and weapon motion blur off, as well as turning film grain all the way down to 0. This makes your game look as clean as possible and make sure you don't miss any key information on screen due to unnecessary blur. Trust me, it makes a big difference. The next settings you'll want to change are your audio settings. The best audio mix that I've found is just the regular headphones. If you're not using headphones, you'll then want to use home theater instead. The next two audio settings you'll want to adjust is turning music volume all the way down to 0. This makes sure that important sound effects like footsteps and gunshots are always clearly heard. Then you want to adjust your dialogue volume down to 30 so it's audible but doesn't cover any footsteps or gunshots at any point. Then I also drop the hit marker volume down to 30 as well for the exact same reason. These are also the graphic settings you want for max performance in Modern Warfare 2. For upscaling/sharpening, have it set to Fidelity FX CAS, anti-aliasing as SMAA T2X, anti-aliasing quality as low, video memory scale to 90, texture resolution as low, texture filter as high, nearby level of detail as high, distant level of detail low, clutter draw distance short, particle quality should be set to high, particle quality level as normal, bullet impacts and sprays should be on, shader quality as low, tessellation should be off, terrain memory as max, on-demand texture streaming should be set to off. Then streaming quality should be normal, volumetric quality down to low, deferred physics quality should be off, water caustics off. Then you want to turn shadow map resolution to very low, screen space shadows turned off, spot shadow quality low, cache spot shadows turned on, spot cache should be low, particle lighting low, ambient occlusion off, screen space reflection should also be off, weather grid volumes off, and then finally, NVIDIA Reflex low latency should be on. And those are the best settings for Modern Warfare 2. Subscribe for more.